that Scorpio full moon that happened on May 1st. And where does Scorpio energy sit in your chart? So we're going to go through each zodiac sign and see each rising sign and see which house it falls in your chart. So we're going to start with Aries. So Aries rising, y'all had that full moon in Scorpio happen in y'all 8th house. So that brought to a full culmination point of 8th house topics. So that brought to an end of something to do with maybe a death of a person, maybe a birth of a person, someone had a child, shared resources, and finances that are not earned by you. So it's money you get and you receive as like inheritance money, or money you receive through like a lottery or government money, things of that nature. So there was a stopping point when it comes to your 8th house of resources. Um, and that theme started around November 20th when it was a new moon in Scorpio, and then it finalized these last few days. So I would say even as early as like April 27th to until May 3rd would have been like the energy of this going on in your 8th house. But other transits, there's a new moon coming to Taurus, your 11th house of friends, groups, and associates. So you'll be making more friends. If you were having issues with, being too independent and spending too much time by yourself, you're going to have a new moon there. And also, on the 31st of May, you'll have a full moon in Sagittarius, your 9th house. So a lot of you will be planning like traveling around the second week in May for Aries rising people. Oh, and I said Taurus for the friendships. Taurus is the second house for Aries, so this will be your personal finances and your money. So I would say look forward to like a new beginning when it comes to your money. You could be starting a new job around the middle of May. Around May 16th will be the new moon energy in your second house. And also, the energy of the sun is already there. So that's like a good, that's like a good omen for having money. The sun being in the second house, or Jupiter, or Venus, or the ruler of the second house being in the second house. But if you're Aries, let me know, like, how did it go for you? How was that Scorpio full moon in the 8th house? Like, what resource stopped, or what did you find out? You could have uncovered a secret about somebody, or you could have been doing some kind of deep healing or deep research. Okay, so moving on. Taurus rising, the full moon that happened on May 1st would have been in your 8th house. 7th house. I keep thinking the opposite. Okay, it would have been your 7th house of relationships, marriages, and partnerships. So it could have been an ending to a relationship. Some of y'all could have filed for a divorce, or it could have been an ending to like a work partnership, or y'all just came to like a finalization about how you're gonna do things when it comes to your relationship. So we're going to have a new moon in Taurus on May 16th, and that's going to bring new beginnings, and that's your first house. So everything to do with things that you value, everything to do with like getting your body together, everything to do with things you find personal growth and value in. I'm sorry, my throat is so dry. And on the 31st of May, you're going to have a Sagittarius full moon. So this month we have 2 full moons. The first one was on the 1st of the month, and the second one will be on the 31st of May. So you have to look out for pretty much everything I just said happen for the Aries people, you're going to have that energy coming to your eighth house at the end of the month where something is coming to like a finalization. And it could be in a good way. Like it could be like a loan or something. You're paying off some debt, or you was at the tax season. So you still could be paying off some debt with that. But hold on, let me skip this. Okay. And then the full moon in Sagittarius is going to be, again, bringing on more themes of eighth house. So death, if you have like some old person in your family, they could pass away. This is the house of inheritances. Hello and thank you. Um, it's the house of inheritances and like lottery or just other people's money and money that you don't have to work hard for or earn it on your own. But y'all should have already seen like the energy of the Scorpio full moon play out. So I would love to hear some of y'all stories. For me, it wasn't too bad. I'm a Cancer rising, and I'm gonna get to our sign, but for me, it wasn't bad at all. Actually, I enjoyed it. It was more introspective than anything. I probably just studied, and I did have like some kind of fears and stuff because like Uranus is in the 12th house of Cancer rising, but it wasn't nothing like too serious. Like compared to some other Scorpio full moons I've experienced that were just like completely life changing and horrible. Probably because Cancer is a fellow water sign, so it kind of trines my energy. So it wasn't anything too bad at all. Okay, so that's for Taurus. We talked about the new moon that's going to be in your first house. We talked about the full moons, the double full moon. So let's move on. Gemini. So Gemini, y'all have Uranus. How is that? Uranus just went into y'all first house on the 25th. That's crazy. No, the 25th or the 27th. Okay, I can't remember. Put it in the chat. The 25th or the 27th, Uranus went into Gemini. Like, what changed for y'all, or what like sudden like download did y'all get around that time? Or you could have been like, sorry, my throat's so dry today. You could have been introduced to like a new friend, or you could have chose to like change something drastically about your look. Between May 27th and the 25th and the 27th. But anyway, so you have Uranus there, and then you have Jupiter in your second house of finances and resources. And I was just telling what was it, Aries, that like y'all are one of the signs that have the good energy in your second house of like finances, self-worth, and resources. So it's helping you to feel really confident, and the confidence you have is helping for you to magnetize and earn more money, and gain more money and have access to more resources. And okay, in your fourth house, you have South Node. So a lot of Geminis have, or they will be moving within the next month. A lot of Gemini rising people, because y'all have the South Node energy. It's about letting something go, and you're letting something go when it comes to like your emotional intensity, maybe, or it's to do with like your physical home, or something to do with your maternal lineage. Something with the fourth house within the next 1 month. Um, the full moon in Scorpio happened for you in your sixth house. So that was about like your work and daily routines and your schedules. So some of y'all could have started new jobs. Some of y'all work multiple, like at least 2 jobs at once. Or that could be a theme that starts, especially with Uranus being in your first house. What else? On the 31st, we have a second full moon. If the first wasn't enough, a second full moon, the last day of May, it'll be in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships and marriages. So that could be a time where some of you really like analyze your relationship and the partnership you have with your significant other, and maybe just assess if it's, what's working and what's not working. Um, and it might be just some things y'all have to change when it comes, like somebody's habits or somebody's um, routine, like maybe somebody like spending too much time at work or something to do with like their health, their daily routines, or like something like that might be the issue that come up in a relationship with the full moon in your seventh house in Sag. Okay, so Pluto is in your ninth house. So that'll be there for like almost ever. But Pluto being in your ninth house would have started to transform your mind and your belief systems. And for some of you, like your spiritual beliefs and how you go about doing those things. And that'll continue for like, what, 12-year Pluto transit. Then what else we have? Pisces, 10th house. So with Pisces in the 10th house, something about your career and your work could be, it has to be something that like you're passionate about, but it could be something to do with like spirituality. And the North Node is here in your 10th house, so you're learning to find your passions and find things that like fuel your like spiritual side and your imagination and your dreams that help fulfill your dreams. So your 11th house is where all this Aries energy has been taking place at. So you've been meeting new friends and you've been letting go of new friends. And on the 16th, your 12th house will be highlighted with the new moon in Taurus. So that's a good time to pay attention to your dreams. But let's move on to Cancer rising. So for Cancer rising, this is also my sign. Hold on, because I just cannot. So for Cancer rising, we have Jupiter in our first house. And Jupiter in your first house could have made you gain some weight. You could have... Sorry, hold on. I just got to skip this off. It could have made you gain some weight. Y'all could have put on some pounds, but now as Jupiter is about to move into Leo, into your second house, that's the money house. You've adopted new habits. If you were, doing what you were supposed to do, and letting go of limiting belief systems and foods and habits and daily routines and rituals that no longer served you. So now that Jupiter is going to go into your second house, is going to add value to your money. And some of y'all could have been having trouble getting jobs or keeping jobs. You're going to either start your own business or you'll make more money working. And it's probably going to be something completely different than what you did before. Or if you do something you did before, you'll do it along with something else. Like it'll be two things you're doing at one time for Cancer rising. And let's see. The full moon in Scorpio was your fifth house. The fifth house represents casual dating, relationships, casual sex, children, creativity, and things you do and create with your heart. So something could have transformed in this area. Something could have changed. You could have a kid that, became an adult, maybe moved out of your house, or you could have finished up like a business project and maybe you're gonna like launch a business soon, or you could have started a new you could have started a new pregnancy. Some of y'all could have, found out about like pregnancy announcements with the fifth house full moon. Okay, so the second full moon is going to be on May 31st, and it's going to light up your 6th house. The 6th house of Sagittarius energy is representing like your daily routines, is representing your health, and is representing your habits as well. You also have Uranus and Gemini in the 12th house. So Uranus and Gemini in the 12th house is like sudden changes when it has to do with like your subconscious mind. So you might just all of a sudden start feeling differently about something, and you don't really understand like why your mind changed about it. But that's what happens when Uranus energy is in your 12th house. But I'm going to do part 2 in a little bit. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.